Today we want to look at how to detach your worth from your romantic relationships. Now, as a woman, let me start by saying the truth out loud to all of us. A lot of us women don't just want to be loved. We want to feel chosen. We want to feel enough. We want to feel like we are not behind. And most of the time, when that relationship ends, or when it doesn't happen at all, it doesn't feel like we lost someone. It feels like we lost value. And that's when now the low self-esteem kicks off. However, usually that's not the truth, because it all boils down to knowing that your worth was never supposed to be measured by who chooses you. And who came up with the concept of being chosen anyways? We need to throw this concept out of the window. But unfortunately, growing up, many of us women are taught that love is an achievement. You're praised when you're in a relationship. Every now and then, you must find someone who asks you, who are you seeing? Never once do people ask you, what are you doing with your life? What projects are you working on? Are you fulfilled? Are you growing? And you find that over time, because we get this kind of communication, something dangerous actually happens, because you start then tying your identity to your relationship status. That's when you find women, when they're introducing themselves, even in a work setting, they say, my name is Jules, I'm married. Not really what you do. But if you're loved, you feel worthy. Then again, if you're single, you start questioning yourself. And I think that's where the problem begins. Now, let's break it down logically. When you enter into a romantic relationship, it's actually influenced by a couple of things. Number one is the timing. Okay. Number two is the compatibility. Are you compatible with the other person? Number three is emotional readiness. Number four, personal baggage on both ends. And then number five, sometimes you get into these relationships because of circumstances outside of your control. For example, let's say you fall pregnant. When you look at all of these things, none of them is a reflection of you as a human being. So the question begs, why do you treat relationship outcomes like it's a reflection of your worth? Like now, if you lose the relationship, then you're worthless. Yeah. And it's here that now we need actually to make a change in how we think and know that being chosen is not proof of value, and not being chosen by a man is not proof of luck. Some of us women, to be honest, are not in relationships because we want to be in the relationship. We're in this relationship because, number one, we settled. Number two, we are tolerating less. And number three, let's say it was just the wrong timing. You see? And then again, when you look at the other side of the spectrum, I know very incredible single women out there. They're not in a relationship because they are selective, which you should be. They are growing and they are unwilling to shrink themselves. Then the third person comes into the chat, and this is the little devil we call comparison. And this is where actually most of us get stuck, because you see someone engaged, you see someone who's married, let's say you even see someone or a couple that's holding hands, and suddenly you start feeling behind. But to be honest, behind what? Behind what exactly? Because ultimately, there is no universal timeline for life. What you're actually comparing is your reality and someone else's highlight moment, especially on social media. You don't see a lot of things. You don't see the compromises that they've made. You don't see their struggles. You don't see these couples' doubts. You're just seeing the outcome. You're just seeing a cute couple holding hands. You're just seeing them laughing, but you're not seeing behind the scenes. And unfortunately, you start internalizing it as something is wrong with me. But to be honest, nothing is wrong with you. You are simply on a different path. You are simply on a different path. So, again, detaching your worth from relationships requires you to think, requires you to be very critical and to make a shift. You must move from external validation and move to internal definition. And there are a couple of questions that you need to ask yourself. Number one, who am I outside of being chosen by a man? Who really are you? That question should not be who wants me, who is texting me, or is he committed to me? Yeah, it should be, what do I stand for? And one of the strongest questions you need to ask yourself, what kind of life am I building? What kind of woman am I becoming? Because at the end of the day, relationships should complement your identity. They shouldn't define your identity. And that's something most of us forget. Okay, when all is said and done, we all need to be practical. Like, how do I sort of detach my worth from being in a romantic relationship? If you want to truly separate the two, you need to rebuild your foundation in 3 areas. The first one is your identity. You need a strong sense of self that exists independently of romantic attention. So, what does this actually mean? It means pursuing your goals. It means developing your skills. It means creating a life that feels meaningful on its own without the attention of a man. Because when your life is full, love becomes an addition. It doesn't become a necessity. Okay? So, number 2 is your standards. Many women tie their worth to being chosen. Again, I asked in the beginning, should this even be in a sentence? I mean, why should we be chosen per se? Maybe the question you need to be asking yourself is this person worthy of me? When you raise your standards, something very powerful happens. You stop chasing validation and you start chasing or choosing alignment. You start choosing people who are in the same journey as you, people who meet you where you are and not someone who picks you per se. Number 3 is emotional intelligence. This doesn't mean you don't desire love. It just means that your happiness is not dependent on it. Your self-esteem is not controlled by love, and it shouldn't. You can want love deeply without needing it to fill you or to complete you. Okay? And let me say this, and it might be uncomfortable for you, but it's also necessary. If you feel like you are nothing without a romantic relationship, then a relationship will never truly fulfill you. A relationship will never truly fulfill you because you will always seek reassurance. You will always fear that person abandoning you or leaving you, and you'll always over-attach to outcomes that might not come to fruition. But when you're whole on your own, that's a whole kind of level because you enter relationships from a point of power and not from a point of lack. Okay? So again, what does detachment actually look like? What does it actually look like? So it looks like not shrinking yourself to be liked. It looks like not over-explaining yourself. It looks like not chasing people who are unsure about you. It looks like not using relationship status as a scoreboard of whether you're okay or not. And it looks like peace. And Here is another truth that I truly believe in. And I want you to live or to lead with this. You're not behind. You're not lacking. You're not less valuable because you're single. You are simply in a season where your life is being built, not being validated. And it's very important that as you move in this life, instead of asking, why hasn't someone chosen me? The real question you need to be asking yourself is, am I building a life I am proud of? Am I becoming the woman I can respect? Because the moment you anchor your worth within yourself, everything changes. Everything changes. You don't chase. You don't compare. You don't settle. You choose. You get to choose. And that is where your power is. Okay? And I hope this resonated with you. Thank you so much for spending this 10 or 15 minutes with me. Have a good day.